Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow.
This project I used a 9-inch mold, mixed up 5 ounces of resin, poured it into the bottom, and let it set up overnight. I no longer use mold release spray because I found out that the only reason it would stick is if the mold has been damaged by using too much heat. So I try not to use heat anymore. What I do is I spray the bottom with isopropyl alcohol, pour the resin in, and then spray again with isopropyl alcohol to help get rid of any of the bubbles. Morning after it was set up, I removed the resin from the mold and I taped this printout that I had printed out off of my Cricut machine to the very bottom. Next, I took clear Elmer's glue and started tracing around the outline of all the flowers. You have to use clear Elmer's glue because when you pour resin over it, it will not show. The regular white school glue will show under resin. And I worked on one flower at a time, using the clear Elmer's glue to outline it, and then using the 2mm rhinestone chain and a toothpick to push the rhinestone chains into place right on top of the Elmer's glue. And again, it's important that you use clear Elmer's glue, and it's important that the glue is totally dry before you put resin on it because the glue will not dry under the resin. I'm going to go through this kind of fast because it just was the same thing over and over again. It was kind of tedious, but I was actually sitting at the kitchen table watching a show on TV as I was doing this. So in some ways it was kind of relaxing. Mold I actually got off of Amazon, and I've used it for many other projects, and the rhinestone chains are also from Amazon. And like I said, my little printout I got off of my Cricut machine is one of the projects or printouts that you can print out along with my subscription. And here's a bunch of projects that I've done on this same round mold that I'm using for this project. And each one of them I actually have a video on my YouTube channel that tells you exactly how to make them. So if you want to know about any of them, check it out on my YouTube channel. So this is it finished with all the rhinestone chains, and this is it dried. And so then I go ahead and I take the tape off the back of it, and it's important that you take the tape and the printout off the back, then you can see mistakes more easily if you've messed up anything. Next, I received this colored UV resin by Lightwish. It's highly translucent, real pretty colors: green, pink, dark blue, aqua blue, yellow, an orange red, a sky blue, and a deep red. And for this project, and they're good sized bottles too, they're 50ml bottles. So for this project I decided I was just going to use these 4 colors: the green, the yellow, the orange, and the red. And what I did was I worked on one flower at a time, and I took the UV resin and I put it on each of the flowers, and as I went along I put the glass on top. So for the red flower, oh no, this is the orange flower, I have orange glass, and this is actually crushed glass. It's Ashland decorative filler. It's reflective glass from Michaels. They sell it mainly in the silver reflective glass, and around the holidays they do have it in different colors, but I usually end up coloring my glass, and what I use the majority of the time is the TAMIYA translucent spray paints. They do not run, they do not fade, and they dry within 15 minutes after spraying your glass with them. So I save all my extra little things of glass. You can see the tiny little containers there, and then I just proceed on with the different colors: the yellow, the orange, and the red, and then putting the matching colored glass right on top of it. I'm not going to be putting any clear resin over the entire project when I'm done, but all of the UV resin is touching the rhinestone chain, so that will permanently adhere it to the round. And after I finish each flower, I take the UV light and I put it on for about 3 minutes. Most UV resins take 3 to 5 minutes to completely cure. You can also put the light underneath it to help it cure. When you're a lot of times I'll work with the UV resin and do the three-dimensional flowers, and I'll just have it on there for a minute just to hold it in place before I move on. But you do have to come back and let it cure for a full 3 minutes before it's considered fully cured. So at the end of this, after I had finished it, I intended on putting the green UV resin all around the edges. But when I was done, I thought it looked so pretty, I decided not to use the green, but the green certainly would have been pretty. And then after I finish doing all the flowers and set it with the UV light, I get some black beads, some small black seed beads that I had picked up at Hobby Lobby, and I put them in the center of each of the flowers. Then I cover each of the sets of beads in the center of the flowers with the UV resin, and I also take some glitter that I had picked up from Fairy Tale Apothecary and put it on the center of each of the flowers just to give it a little sparkle, and then I set it all with the UV light. And these are the other 5 colors that I didn't use. That's a pretty green, a bright pink, and the 3 different color blues, and they really are pretty. Hey everyone, so another project on my round mold. I've done at least a dozen. I tell you what, that mold doesn't owe me anything. So this is with the Lightwish UV resin that you can see right here, and it was real easy to work with. And it's actually going to be going on sale. Today is the 7th of October, so Amazon Prime Days are the 8th and the 9th, and they have up to a 20% discount. And I'll leave the link in the description below with the details. So anyway, and that's all with the 2mm rhinestone chain. So that took a while to do, but I just sat at the kitchen table and watched a show on TV, and it was actually kind of relaxing. And if you've never worked with UV resin before, it's really easy, and it sets up within like 3 to 5 minutes, depending on which UV resin you're using. So I was going to put the green around the outside, but when I got to this point, I thought, geez, it looks pretty just like that with all the fall colors. So I decided to leave it. And then I put the little black beads in the middle, and then I got this glitter from Fairy Tale Apothecary, and I just sprinkled it over the black beads in the middle, and it gave it a little sparkle. I thought that was real cute. And I also have a 10% discount code for this if you want to check it out. I've used it in quite a few other videos. So anyway, this mold here is what I made the round out of. And I'll leave a link in the description below, but this is called the 9-inch mold, and it's really an 8-inch mold. And that's because they include the lip in the measurement, but the interior diameter is actually 8 inches. So I don't want you to get confused. And then this holder, it looks so pretty. And now you can just use a regular plastic clear holder to hold the round in. But this is also on Amazon, and it's advertised as an 8-inch mold to go with the 9-inch round that's really 8 inches. But anyway, I'll leave all of it in the description below. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. If you enjoyed the channel, consider subscribing, hit the bell, and it will notify you every time I put out a new video. We have the Facebook group going. Come join us there, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time.